Realtors, with a good reason, feel compelled to satisfy a customer's request. They mistakenly think that because the customer wants it, they need to make the customer happy and be of service. Big mistake. You might be unwittingly engaging in discrimination. I'm Gonzalo Mejia, a broker with Watson Realty in Jacksonville, and approved instructor for the At Home with Diversity certification. Let's take 5 minutes to talk about what I call good-hearted discrimination. I'm going to run through some scenarios that are most common. How many times have you gotten a request from customers who say, hey, I am moving to Jacksonville and I want to live near other Hispanics? Or they say, we want families like us in our neighborhood. If you choose to show them only select neighborhoods, then you are discriminating based on nationality and ethnicity. I always train agents to immediately address the bias and say, I'm sorry, but I will show you neighborhoods based on the characteristics and features of the house you want. But it is against the law for me to only show you neighborhoods based on nationality and ethnicity. Next, I've heard some agents say things like, oh, do you have kids? You are going to love this neighborhood. I think this neighborhood is perfect for you because it has a kids pool and it has playgrounds. It's going to be just the right neighborhood for you. And again, it's good-hearted. It's like, I want to help you, and I think I found the right neighborhood. But it is assuming that because someone has children, they should prefer one neighborhood over another one. Now, there is nothing wrong in saying, hey, I want to share some information about this neighborhood. I'm going to share with you some features of this neighborhood. You must share those with all customers, and then let the customer decide. It's what's known as steering. If the agent decides that they know the right neighborhood for them. Another question I get a lot is, what do I do if a buyer asks me, are there a lot of kids in this neighborhood? Here is what I recommend you to say. I understand why this information might be important to you. However, a discussion about that topic is a violation of federal fair housing law. Fair housing law states that there are 7 protected classes, and familial status is one of them. Many agents think they can say, you can drive around the neighborhood on your own to figure that out. But you must give all customers that same information. You can't choose that it is relevant for one buyer to drive a neighborhood and not for another. Leave the decision up to the customer. Another scenario that comes up a lot involves questions about the safety of a neighborhood. Here is how I handle this kind of question. First, I tell the buyer that I understand their concerns. I say that crime can happen anywhere, and that it is their right to look at crime statistics. Then, I provide them with a website to visit to get the information. It's part of every buyer consultation that I do, even if the customer doesn't ask about safety and crime. Now, let's talk about schools, which can be tricky. So a customer might say they don't want to be in a specific school district. Agents must be very careful when they discuss schools. They must be objective and factual. Some customers will say they want to be in a good school district. I respond, I'm going to send you a link that is going to show you the school ratings in this area, so you can decide whether the schools satisfied your expectations. Remember, you don't know what your buyer is asking. What is their definition of a good school? Bottom line, your job is to provide facts about a property, features of a neighborhood, and information. It is your customer's job to research schools, crime, and other aspects of a community. Answering questions about the makeup of a neighborhood, assuming that, based on the buyer's ethnicity, they might want to be in a specific neighborhood, and providing your opinion on crime in an area of towns are all no-nos. Most real estate professionals don't go out in the field purposely trying to steer buyers to certain neighborhoods. They don't plan on breaking federal fair housing laws. However, your desire to do what the customer asks, no matter what, can get you in hot water.